Hello and welcome to Optimize Your Influencer Income in 2021 session. So we are delighted to have all of you here today. So today's webinar is conducted by Indu Nanayakara. She's one of the leading social media consultants, trainers and speakers in Sri Lanka. She has more than 12 years of expertise and 8 years of digital agency experience as the head of digital marketing in a top digital marketing agency, as well as a startup agency in Colombo. So Indu is primarily a consultant to entrepreneurs and personal brands. She also conducts online courses and workshops, and she's the co-manager of Google Business Group in Colombo, which is also known as GBG Colombo for the past decade. And she's also the country lead for Women Will in Sri Lanka, which is a Google initiative in collaboration with GBG Worldwide. She's also the co-host of the weekly online webinar series called Social Biz Sunday, based in Los Angeles, USA. So Indu has worked with over hundreds of different brands and organizations, both locally and internationally. She has worked in every aspect of digital marketing, such as strategy, content, promotions and campaigns, community, advertising, crisis, and reputation management, and many more. Welcome, Indu Nanayakara. Indu, over to you.
Thank you. Right. How many of you would like to earn a consistent income being a professional influencer? If you would, then type income in the chat. Let me see what's the interest level here. It doesn't have to be that you are an influencer right now, but would you like to? If you do, type income in the chat. All right, so we do have an interest. All right, so you're in the right place. Now, second question. How many of you are not really interested in earning a consistent income being an influencer? Type not me. How many of you are not interested in earning a consistent income being an influencer? Type not me. Okay, I was just checking that if everybody's in the right place. It was supposed to be a trick question. All right, anyways. No one exactly. Otherwise, you won't be here. So it was a trick question. Anyway, you passed. So can I share a little bit about myself? I know Dimani gave like a very colorful introduction, but can I share a little bit about me before we begin so that you know why I'm here? Yes, I've been in the industry of social media marketing and all of that. But if you look at this picture, this is the last proper workshop we did before the lockdown, right? That was in January 2019. Okay, so by this time I had started lots of training, consulting, and all of that. But way back when, I was in about, I think I was very young, before my O-levels maybe. I used to help my friends with mathematics. I loved maths when I was a kid. And when they didn't understand what the teacher was explaining that day, I would like sit them down and say, hey, it's really easy. Actually, it's like this and this and this. And they would say, it's so easier when you teach us, but not when the teacher teaches us. So fast forward to, let's say, my university time. I used to pretty much do the same thing. And I would sit down my friends and I would, kind of run them through an inorganic chemistry lesson or an analytical chemistry lesson. Yes, I did a degree in chemistry. That's a different life. But the interesting thing was I get the same thing. So you would call them, kuppia in university time, right? So we used to do that. I would hear the same thing. So once I graduated, guess what I did? I took up teaching. So I used to teach like middle school, even primary school, and I would hear the same thing. Teacher, it's so easy when you explain maths, when you explain biology, when you explain chemistry. Thing was like playing in my head. Fast forward, I went into media. Fast forward, I went into social media. So this was the beginning of my digital journey. I was in media back then, and I was doing social media for the media organization. And when I was in ITN, I was doing ITN web and social media long ago, back in 2010, I got this amazing opportunity from the US Embassy in Colombo to represent Sri Lanka to visit the US to learn how to use digital marketing in media. This was actually the turning point of my life. So you can see some of the pictures. This is Bizstone from Twitter. We were in Twitter headquarters. This was Facebook. This is Google. First time I went to Google headquarters, it was amazing. And we also got to meet Hillary was this feedback. This journey really changed my life. When I got back to ITN, I was a different person. I was like, okay, there's so much scope in this industry. Now I want to really get serious. So I was looking for a place that dealt with many brands, not just one brand. And that was an agency. So luckily for me, I was hired as the head of digital at one of the leading digital marketing agencies. Actually, my former boss is in this photo, as well as one of my colleagues. So that's this journey. That's where the journey started. And it was amazing, 6+ years of journey. But again, things changed in 2017. Actually, in 2015, I had my little one. You can see she turned 2 in 2017. And at the same time, in the same year, I actually went to this amazing conference in the US in San Diego. It's called Social Media Marketing World. And I met my idol, Mari Smith. She's my idol from day one when I got into social media and till this day. And this is Phil Merchant right here. He's the one who organizes Social Media Marketing World every year. You can see there's a massive crowd. I was the only one from Sri Lanka. I was, pointing the country there. So this journey, during this journey, I was kind of doubting myself because I had a long maternity leave. I was thinking, am I kind of, behind the scene? But this journey, when I spoke to lots of people around the world, I realized, you know what? This is what I want to do. I remembered back again how I loved teaching and sharing with people what I know and what I love. I left the agency that I absolutely loved in 2017, and I got on to my own journey of running conferences and workshops and trainings, offline, online. Lots of opportunities came my way. Somewhere in 2019, we did some programs. Part of them was with GBG, Google, Women Will. There was one workshop we did with AOD, solely on personal branding and influencer marketing. And this made me understand that there was this huge scope in this industry. Because no matter who you are, whether you are just a person doing, a job, staying at home, running a business, if you build a personal brand, people are going to listen to you, and you can really leverage your branding to get things done. Okay, so this is the reason why I wanted to, connect with RecommendationsLK and take up this session to show you guys the importance of personal branding and then how you can actually earn an online income. All right, so today we are going to learn how to optimize your influencer superpower and earn an online income. But first, there has to be a little journey that I want to take you through. So there are 4 important steps to creating your personal brand and becoming an influencer. Okay, so let me quickly tell you. Step number 1 is to figure out what's your why. There's a famous book by that name as well. Step number 2 is to find your niche. And step number 3 is to get your personal brand sorted. And step number 4 is get your message straight. So before getting there, I have another question. How many of you already earn an income being an influencer? Being an influencer, okay, not just any business online, but being an influencer, how many of you earn an income already? If you do, type me in the chat box. Okay, let's see. Manita says me, brilliant. Sanjay says me, awesome. So I see a lot of me, actually several me's coming in, not a lot. So there are a few of you who are already earning an income. Actually, this is going to be even better for folks like you, right? You will see in the end. Okay, moving on. Um, all income opportunities are not equal. Okay, so we are going to learn about income. Before we go into the building your brand, I'll just quickly tell you that all income opportunities are not equal. So why do I say this? Anyone read the book Cash Flow Quadrant? So Robert Kiyosaki's book, Cash Flow Quadrant. In this book, Kiyosaki explains the cash flow quadrant, the 4 steps of cash flow. Step number 1 is where most of us would have started. That is this one, being an employee. You have a job. Okay, lucky are those who started here, step number 2, which is self-employed. But me, I started with employment. I'm assuming most of you did the same thing. So that's step number 1. You're getting one steady income. Okay, but the thing is, you're trading time for money and you're building an empire for someone else. There's a better choice, which is self-employment. So you could say you're a freelancer, you could say you're an entrepreneur, solopreneur, you're building your own business, doing a side gig. Any of those things count. So self-employment may or may not be a steady income. You can turn it into a steady income if you have some consistent clients or customers, whether you sell a product or a service. Here, you are still trading time for money, but you are building your own empire. The third step is all the way here, being a business owner. So it's actually a little bit of an expansion from being self-employed. You might hire a person or two and you start building a team. And what happens as a self-employed person, you have just 24 hours maximum in a day if you don't sleep at all, right? In a day to work. There's no way you can work beyond that in a day. But when you become a business owner and you have some people under you, working under you multiply it. All right. So going back to Robert Kiyosaki, the third level is being a business owner. Like I said, you're going to multiply your 24 hours. If you have 2 people, it becomes 48, 3 people, 72, like that. It just, the time that you have for getting work done multiplies by the number of people. Okay, we are not saying 24 hours every day you work. I'm just saying the maximum number of hours in a day is 24. And you are still trading time for money, but you're trading other people's time for money, and they are working to build your business, right? So this is one step better. And final destination we all can aspire to go or be is an investor. Now that you've earned money, you're going to invest the money in other people's business. And here it's not the time for money, it's money that's working to build your money. So just a little financial lesson from me to you. So when you are earning money, think about this flow and aspire to be finally at the destination of investor. All right, back to our steps, the 4 steps. So step number 1. Now, if you have a pen or notebook, take it. This is going to be super important. And by the way, for those of you who are here, you will get a notebook version of this, an e-guide that will have all of these steps. So you don't need to take screenshots or anything, but it will be useful if you take a pen and paper or a notebook and write down the answers to these questions. You don't need to write the questions because all the questions will be sent to you. But it's good to do it now so that you can follow me and get the little bit of details, and you can ask any question in the chat box. So we will take it up in the Q&A session. Right. So step number 1, why are you an influencer if you are already? If you're not, why do you want to become an influencer? Write down as many reasons as you possibly can. Kind of do a little brainstorm. Okay, why do I want to be an influencer? Do you want to be an influencer because you just want to be well known? Do you want to be an influencer because if you are well known, you can work with brands? When you have a big follow account, you can work with brands. Or do you want to be an influencer because then you can sell your products or services online? So there can be very many reasons. There are even tiny reasons as well. So these are for your thoughts, your own reasons. I'm not going to ask you. Nobody's going to look at it. So take your own pen and paper or notebook and write down all the reasons you can think of. Right? Why did you become an influencer? Why do you want to become an influencer? Maybe you can even go into a backstory like the one I shared, okay? Because way back when something like this happened and it inspired you to, do something. So this is going to be your story. So write it down step by step, just like the one I shared with you at the beginning of this webinar. Write down your story step by step if you can. So when you build your story, makes people want to become a follower of your ideas or ideals. Maybe you have some a message to share. Maybe you're working in the health and wellness industry and you want to share how you became so healthy. Maybe you are in the fitness industry and you want to share what is your regime, how did you got this great body? Or maybe you are in the fashion industry and you want to show how people can actually dress better, right? You never know. Or maybe you are in the food industry, or you're in you're a foodie and you want to share with people where are the places to get the best food. Or you might be on the other side of it where you're a cook or you love cooking and you want to show people how to cook great meals. So whichever way, whatever the reason, write it down. Write all of the reasons as you can. Just quickly write down like quick notes so that you don't take too much of time. So I will take up, right, you can share all the questions you like, but I will be taking up it in the Q&A session, all right? So please feel free to share. So the step 2 is to find your niche. So finding your niche, you would have heard this word niche, right? Especially when it comes to influencer marketing or even when it comes to brands, right? So there are 3 main parts of finding your niche. One aspect is it can be something you enjoy doing or you're highly passionate about. So like, you love cooking. So cooking is could be your niche, right? Then the other side of it is something you have as a skill or a talent or an experience and you're really good at it, okay? So sometimes you may have a passion or love towards something. Sometimes you might have the skills and talents for something. These could be 2 different things, or maybe there is 1 or 2 of these topics that are actually merging. You love it and you have a passion for it. Sometimes, let's say your day job or whatever you do for work might be something you have the skills for, but you might not have a passion for, right? So maybe you're a doctor, but you are really not passionate about it because your parents forced you to become a doctor, but what you really love doing is music. So there are things like that. So, but try to find one thing that you both have the skills and the passion for, or the love towards doing it. And so these 2 are things that will most probably not change because it's within you. You can only grow, all right? And then the last point is something that there is a market out there that people are willing to spend money and buy. So there are ways to research these things and find out what the market interest is. And if you can find, if you think there are people who are really, pay for this thing, if you offer it as a product or a service, then that is your niche. So that's the area that you should become an influencer for. Now, I'll tell you one more thing about niche, right? Okay. If you've seen my Facebook ad, then you would have heard me say, okay, it's the influencers who's like, fashion influencer today, a foodie tomorrow, and a travel influencer day after. Why do I say this? Because if you don't find a niche And if you don't work towards that one area, if you're not known for that one single area, right? If you're like quote unquote lifestyle influencer, I mean, okay, there's nothing wrong with becoming a lifestyle influencer if you're, maybe for some people it works. Like if you're really in the high end, you know, let's say very high end level kind of an influencer, maybe, but not for everyone, right? But there's, have you heard the riches are in the niches, right? So the good thing about picking one niche and sticking to it is because you will be known as an expert, as an influencer, as someone who has a passion for, someone who's got it in their blood for that niche. Okay, you can change your niche from time to time. I mean, you might think, okay, this is my niche, and you really get fed up of it, and you slowly you can transition to a different niche. But at one given point, try to represent one area of interest. Okay, so for example, if you have grown your influencer outreach or your personal brand as a travel influencer, try not to go too much in. I mean, you can show off what you're wearing and what you're eating and all of that, but focus more on the travel aspect, like the experience people can get, not the side attractions, like what am I maybe what am I eating will be relevant, but don't go into other areas. Don't become a money expert or a finance expert while you're doing your travel niche. So the thing is, if you look at the other side of the coin, when it comes to brands don't really like people who switch from this to that to the other, right? Because if they want to promote their brand with you, and today you're all blazing about fashion, we're talking about food, right? Your brand, the brand that works with you is like, what's going on? And the other side of the problem is when you're building an audience behind you, the audience is going to be confused. The audience is going to be like, okay, I think he or she this one because he or she's sharing great fashion tips. Now they're talking about food. Not really. So these are the things that you need to be mindful. So when you find a niche, when you do this little exercise, find your niche and stick to it at least for 6 months and see the response. Ideally for a year or so, and then you start seeing traction. So here are some questions to help you. Who are the people you want to influence? Who are your customers or clients if you already have a product or service? Who believes in the same ideas or the same opinions as you? These are some of the 3 interesting questions that you can ask yourself and create your ideal customer avatar. Now, this is an exercise you can do, or else the programs that we can offer later on. But getting your ideal customer avatar or your perfect customer is one of the great exercises you can do to figure out your niche. And finally, what you do is find these people. Once you figure out your niche and your audience, it's pretty much one and the same thing. Find where these people are on social media and connect with them. So if you have any questions in this, please drop in the chat and I will take them up during the Q&A. Now, before going to step 3, anybody know who these people are? Who's this guy? The guy with the really platinum-ish blonde hair. Anybody know him? He's a bit old school, but people in the business circle know him very well. He's like, you don't need any introduction. Okay, who's the guy in the middle? Anybody know? Share in the chat. Come on, come on, come on. And who's the guy in the corner, right at the bottom? That one you really have to know. Yes. Okay, somebody knows Elon Musk. Wow, guys, I thought they were like world famous. These 3 dudes. Okay, I actually thought that nobody might know the guy in the blonde guy. Oh, somebody knows. Good one, Sharif. Somebody knows. Richard Branson. He owns Virgin Galactic, Virgin this, Virgin that. He has like multiple businesses, right? So anyone in the business circle knows him. Nobody in the business circle who doesn't know him, right? And the guy in the middle, anyone into tech, anyone into vehicles, anyone into space, astronomy would know Elon Musk, right? He's one of my favorite guys out there. And of course, Mark Zuckerberg. Where would we be without him, right? No Facebook, no Instagram. You have to know him. Okay, so when you know these people, you know their brand. Now, who knows this guy? He was in media recently, right? Tiny move, which you can see him doing here. He moved 2 Coke bottles and replaced with a, what did it do to Coke? The market value is a $4 billion drop, right? That's crazy. That's the power of personal branding. Why you need to have a personal, you stand out from the crowd among a bunch of business owners. You are known as you and not just your business, and your business name will follow behind you. And that also creates more opportunities because people start trusting you. When people follow you, then even business owners, business deals become easier because, hey, you have a great following. So you must be very credible, right? So it creates more business opportunities. It's lots of all types of opportunities, and it builds trust and confidence on you, right? Whether you are an employee or an employer, it builds trust and confidence. So I'll share a tiny little story, like a quick feedback. So when I was looking for an agency, one of the number one reasons why they picked me as the head of digital marketing when they were starting their agency with just one employee was that I had a blog and I had a great and other social, back then it was Twitter was the most popular one. Facebook had just started out, and I had a massive Twitter following for any individual, most individual, and I wrote a blog, and our CTO had been reading that blog, so that's why they really favored me or most of the other people to hire, because they thought I was trustworthy, and they had confidence in me that I could build their social media. I could help their brands and build their social media, the brand's social media. So that's the power of personal branding. When you have a great following, be mindful of what you're sharing, okay? It's like Spider-Man said, with great power comes great responsibility. So when you have a big following, you have to be mindful of what you say, because you don't know who's following you and what they will do when they listen to you, if they really trust you. So there is a kind of a responsibility as well, but these are some great, there are lots of benefits, but these are some of the exercise. Write down all the adjectives that you would like to call yourself, what your friends would have called you, what would have called you on social media, in real life, to your face, behind your back, right? Write down all of those adjectives you can think of. List them now, the good, bad, and the ugly. List them down. Cross off the ones that you don't like. You don't want to be what you don't like. Personal brand is something you're going to build, not let other people build. But if you don't build it yourself, other people will build it for you. I'll tell you how. Go Google your name and surname. See what comes up. That's what other people have built your brand for you if you haven't taken the time to build your personal brand. Okay, do that later, not now. But right now, write down all the adjectives that you can think of that you would call yourself. Someone else has been calling you. You've heard people call you. The ones that you don't like, and leave out everything that you really like, and pick 3 of your favorite and highlight them. This is going to be your personal brand, or what you want to be looking online. Are you a techie? Are you a foodie? Are you a happy person? Are you a serious person? Whatever your personal traits, personal likings are, pick 3, and this is what you're going to focus on in your personal branding. All right. Earlier, I said not all incomes or not all earnings are the same, right? There's active income and there's passive income. So what is the difference? So active income is like when you work for the money, like when you're employed, you work for the money, and you need to work at it daily, right? And most of the time, you don't really need something upfront, that you don't need to set up something. You just work on it daily, right? And it's either a steady income, like a monthly salary, It's a fixed income most of the time. You get the same salary unless, you might get commission, things like that. So if it's one income stream, then it's usually a fixed income. Passive income, on the other hand, is where money works for you. Quote unquote, you earn while you're sleeping, right? And in this side of the story, you need to put in some upfront effort, right? We will learn as we go on. You need to put a little bit of, let's say you have to set up a blog, or you have to set up a YouTube channel, or you have to set up some kind of a platform to start earning the money that's going to be automatically generated. So there is some upfront effort needed. So here, interestingly, the earnings are unlimited. If you work towards it every day, if you don't sit on it and do nothing, it may not work. There are automated stuff that you can do where you can earn money while you're sleeping. That story, but still, that whatever that automated thing has to continue to go, and you need to take a look at it once in a while at least, right? For example, if you're running a continuous Facebook ad, you need to make sure the ad is working well and there's no ad fatigue. You're out to new audiences, and your numbers are going well, and Facebook hasn't banned your ad, right? Things like that. So you need effort, but most of it is upfront, and there's very little ongoing input need. So the earnings can be unlimited, but the risks are high, because sometimes you can set up something, but it may not work the way you plan. So you need to improve it. You need to change it. So it's high risk. And you might need investment. Most of the time you need investment, because in order to set something up, you need to spend some money, either and your time investment, as well as financial investment. Keep these two income opportunities in mind. How many of you are earning an active or passive income online, whether or not you're an influencer? Now, it's not about influencer. It could be that you're running a business, it could be anything. If you are earning an income online, how many of you are earning active? Type in active in the chat. How many of you are earning a passive income? Type passive. How many of you are earning both? Type. Let's see if there are any of you who are like trailblazers. Active or passive or both. So online income, regardless of what you're doing, whether you're an influencer or not. Online income, okay? I'm going to wait a few seconds. I will share some active income ideas, okay? So obviously, you get paid per hour per project. It could be your regular job. It could be something that you're doing online. There are lots of online remote working opportunities now that have opened up to the pandemic situation. Even LinkedIn jobs. There was a Twitter job that was remote work, right? I was like, wow, okay, but it's not. I'm not up for doing a 9 to 5 again, so I'm not taking those things up. But research is always good. So there are lots of jobs even available on LinkedIn. Whereas I haven't seen this before, like several years ago, I have never seen a remote job, especially these larger, like well-known tech companies and all of that. You hardly see remote jobs. Now you see them. Like, I think I saw about 20 jobs, and there are about 2 or 3 remote jobs. So which is pretty interesting, right? So, and there are all sorts of other, online, tools where you can find online work. And there are so many remote opportunities. So apart from what you may or may not be doing right now, you can get paid. So these could be, salaries or commissions from remote working. So you can also sell your own products or services online. You can sell other people's products and services online. These could be like drop shipping, affiliate marketing, things like that. And if you go to passive income ideas, here are some things that will work together very nicely. Starting a blog or a YouTube channel along with affiliate marketing really work well. Add to that something like Google AdWords or AdSense, that will really work as well. But the thing is, like I said, in passive income, there's a lot of setting up in the beginning. there is some risk involved. There is a lot of work you need to do in the beginning. But after you build it for like 6 months, 1 year, and you stick to it and you provide a lot of value, you are going to build an audience, you are going to start earning little by little. And there are lots of like, local YouTubers, local bloggers who are already earning. Some of them have just started, in the past year. Some of them have been doing it for years and years. Famous ones, Chanix Bro, people like that. Techie, one of my favorite techies. Yeah. So you can also sell your, online courses, things like that. If you have an expertise, you can build a course. You can sell it on a place like Udemy or Coursera, or even build your own website and you can sell it. If you are able to work out a payment gateway, you can sell these online. Similarly, you can create things like ebooks. You can sell stock photography if you're a photographer. I'm just giving you a few examples. If you're a graphic designer, you can create themes and templates. If you're a videographer or a content shoot or design those videos, you do stock videos or stock photos, and you can sell these. There are so many places that will buy these things from you. So what happens is, in these cases, you put it up once, and every time someone purchases it, you get money in your account. And there is a bit of a catch here. I will tell you later. But before that, let me get into the tools for influencers, right? So remember, I told you about where you can validate your ideas. So to validate your ideas and to generate your ideas, you can use tools like Quora and Google Trends. So in Quora, you can take your idea and ask it in the form of a question. You can search to see if there are any questions being asked. There are lots of tools, but I mean, with the time, we just talk about a couple of tools. In Google Trends, again, get like a keyword, like let's say fashion photography or sneakers or whatever. You type it in Google Trends and see if there's a trend going up. If the trend is going up, that means the demand is going up, right? So there are so many tools out there. Just we noted down a couple of tools. And once you figure out your idea, blogger.com, wordpress.com, or wordpress.org, these are great places to create your content, right? And there are so many tools to help you with graphics and written content. You can learn a little bit about copywriting. You can learn a little bit about SEO and learn these things, and you can use these tools to create content free, because these are platforms where you can host your content free, and then you can monetize it. We'll go into monetization on the other side, and you can look into your income. And there will be, there's no income if there's no traffic. If you build it, they won't come upstream. So that's where social media comes in, or social networks come in. So it could be Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, YouTube itself is a social network, Twitter, TikTok, even Clubhouse, all these latest, and being that all types of social networks, depending on where your audience is, right? Where your niche is usually, hanging out. That's where you're going to bring your audience into your content. And then you need to monetize your content with, you can monetize with Google AdSense, if it's a blog or, a video, YouTube channel or something like that. You can use affiliate marketing, places like Amazon, ClickBank, JVZoo. There are so many affiliate marketing platforms out there. There's a bit of a catch here, but still, some of you may be able to, if you have like overseas bank accounts, or overseas, if you have like access to PayPal or Stripe or something like that, you can easily make use of these affiliate marketing. And what you can do is, say, for example, let's say you're talking about photography. You're a photographer, sell your photos, and also write about how to take great photos. You can talk about portraits, you can talk about landscape, you can talk about dim light, how to take brilliant photos in very dim light situations. So there are all sorts of things you can talk about. Here are some of the best tools to take photos in dim light, or here are some of the best cameras you can take brilliant portrait photos. And you put links from Amazon or whatever other site that offers you a commission or an affiliate income with an affiliate link, and you link it there. So for the person who clicks on the link, they're not spending anything extra by clicking on your link. Whether they just Google search it and find that product, or they click on your link and follow, there's no difference to them. They're going to buy it at the same rate. But for you, if they click your link and buy, you will earn a little commission. And the best part is, if you become an influencer, you can actually directly work with some of these, maybe not with Amazon, but you can directly work with some of these brands, and you can actually offer a special discount for clicking your link and making a purchase through your link. That's the beauty of personal branding and influencer in being an influencer. So then what happens? Your readers get a special rate if they click through your link, and you get to earn a commission. And the person the brand who provides this affiliate opportunity gets a lot of buyers through you. So for that level, you need to build your brand, you need to work on it. And at the same time, you can sell your own products. So basically, let's say you have a photography course in this example, same example. So you can share a lot of tips and tricks and tools and things about photography, but you could say, okay, if you really want to learn the real art of portrait photography step by step, here's a course you can follow. So some of the people who've been following you and who really thinks that you are great at your instructions, they might see, okay, you know what, I really want to learn how to take great portrait photos, because I'm good at everything else, but I would like to work for a studio. So they will come to your course, and because they've been following you for a long time, they trust that you can deliver the goods, the real knowledge, and they will purchase your course. So to do all of this, you need to build a little bit of your brand. So what have you learned today? Okay, so the last one, your message. So your message is what you are going to tell your audience and how you're going to say it. So when you tell, whether it's a video or a text or any form of content, right? There are three things that you need to remember. The first thing you need to remember is our attention span is really, really bad. We are like worse than the goldfish. So we have, like, humans now have attention span of recordedly 3 seconds, right? So you need to grab onto someone's attention within that 3 seconds. So that 3 seconds, you need to have what you call a hook. So it could be a question that you ask, it could be some crazy gesture that you're gonna do, like, hey, hey, hey. I've seen some videos where people are like, hey, 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 wait, right? So grabbing your attention, okay? And then you share your content, whatever the message that you want to share. And at the end of your message, have a call to action. You need to tell your audience what to do. So those are the three things you need to remember. So we learned step 1, your why. Step 2, finding your niche. Step 3, your personal brand. And finally, step 4, your message and some interesting income opportunities you can try out. And try out at home. Kids, I won't say don't try at home, okay? Now, you have understood all of the steps that it takes to start your journey to start building your brand, start building your personality as an influencer. So you can go from being an influencer to an online entrepreneur. Okay, some people just start out just being an influencer, let's say, in a niche, but eventually, as years go by, they get business opportunities and they become an online entrepreneur. They start sometimes build their own brands. A very good example is actually my good friend Rosh, Beauty by Rosh. She's a really famous beauty. She was a beauty blogger. Then she was on Instagram, and now she has her own line of makeup, and she's in Australia. She's doing brilliantly well. So, but the thing is, she did this diligently for years and years. And now she has succeeded with her own personal line of makeup and skincare items, which is brilliant, right? So, how do you start your journey and go into this entrepreneurship? There are easier ways as well, right? You don't have to wait for years and years and years to do this. Yes, that's like a very good place to be, but you can start today. So, would it be okay if I share a system that anyone can actually earn an online income with even a little bit of personal branding? Let's say a few thousands of followers on pretty much most of the popular social networks. Maybe it could be Instagram or any other network where you can generate an online income. I hope you're okay with it because I saw earlier that most of you want to know. All right, so remember that influencer marketing can really benefit from affiliate marketing. But what's the difference? Influencer marketing is where brands use influencers to get their marketing done, right? So when they find someone who's talking to an audience, a very small or larger group of audience is following that person for a one particular reason. It could be fashion, it could be photography, it could be anything like grade one art lessons, whatever it is, right? When brands see that sort of a person, they want to reach out to that person, even if they have a very small followership or a very large followership. Large the better, of course, but it has to be a niche audience, right? And then they are very happy to provide affiliate marketing opportunities to those people. But the problem with you and I, for those of us in Sri Lanka, if you're joining in from any other country, you may not have this issue, or if you're a Sri Lankan who already has a PayPal account or a Stripe account, you may not have this setback. But for most of us, we're stuck here. We don't have the legal authority to build, to get these systems to earn that money, to get that money into our bank. That's what we are going to bypass with this introduction. So you can try all of these methods and you can go in the hard way. I'm not saying you shouldn't, but there is also an easier way, which is also free. You don't have to buy anything. It's completely free for the rest of your life, guaranteed. And here's the easy way. Today, we would like to invite you to join recommendations.lk. Okay, now what is recommendations.lk? Recommendation.lk recommends brands and their products and services to your audience. And you select your favorite brands and products or services, recommend them to your audience in creative ways through social media, for example, Instagram. And you even get support to create banners and links for your promotional efforts. And you will earn an affiliate income directly from the brands that you selected and opted to work with, right? And you also get to work consistently and build your brand and earn bigger income. And let's see what are the opportunities you are going to get. So if you join today and build your brand reputation, there's a leaderboard where you can score higher and get better opportunities. And if you join today, get ready for the soft launch where we merge the influencer side of recommendations.lk with the brand side of brand activation side of recommendations.lk very soon. So join before that to get those prime targets, be the first ones to pick these brands, which is coming soon. You will be invited when you join. And let me also share with you benefits of becoming a member. So if you join today, you get free influencer affiliate account for life, right? And the opportunity to work closely with reputed brands, opportunities to work, to collaborate with mega influencers, opportunity to earn affiliate income. This is the biggest highlight, and recognition as a valuable influencer or a personal brand through the leaderboard. Also get lifetime access to the influencer knowledge hub that we are creating, especially with my help. And of course, we will be adding other, information, other experts who will share their information as well. But we are building an influencer knowledge hub because the primary reason why I started working like a couple of years ago with, on influencer and personal brand is because I wanted to help people to make the best out of this, because influencer marketing is something brands are always looking for. But they're so reluctant to work with upcoming influencers, especially not the well-established ones. So there's very few upcoming influencers because they don't know how consistent these people are. They don't know how serious these people are. So when you come to a platform like this, the brands are more likely to trust because there is recommendations.lk in the middle, and our primary objective is to educate you and get you to do things the right way, how to run a campaign, how to do, how to build your brands. So many knowledge will be shared with you through the influencer knowledge hub. So you will have access to knowledge that will empower your journey as an influencer, and the opportunity to share your knowledge with other influencers and become an industry leader. So as you grow, we will give you opportunities to share your knowledge to get a better leverage on your branding as well. So these are some of the amazing things you get now. You'll be wondering, okay, how am I going to join? How do I join? Through this link, it will be shared in the chat, recommendations.lk/become-and-affiliate. So recommendations.lk, become an affiliate is the link. It will be shared in the chat. All you have to do is click the link and then sign up. So it's very easy to sign up. You pick a username. Since we are just opening it up, your username will be most likely available. And what you can do is you can first select a username, then use your name and surname, use your phone number, email address, select a password. There'll be place to type it twice, then upload a photo of you. Don't put a very high resolution photo, take a regular photo, otherwise it takes a long time, so you might not be able to sign up easily. Later on you can change this photo, so just pick something nice and not very heavy, and sign up, and then you will be able to see the dashboard as you go. And we will send you more details on email, how to set up your payment directly to your bank. All of those information will be coming to you very soon. Today, all you have to do is sign up to recommendations.lk and grab your free influencer affiliate account. So now we are going to open up to any questions. Whether it's on personal branding, online income, or recommendations.lk, please feel free to ask questions in the chat, and I will take up the answers. I will provide you the answers. All right, so let me scroll and get questions, if there are any questions. Okay, so it's not these slides exactly, but everything, all the information that are in these slides will be shared with you in the form of a, someone wanted me to share the slide deck. So it's like a different format, like in the form of a notebook with additional information that you can easily follow with links, and everything will be there. So you can easily click, because if you share the slide deck, it'll go as a PDF and it's not really of any use. But we have converted everything here into a really easily followable e-guide, and that will be shared with you on your email that you signed up for this webinar today. So don't worry about it. You will get all of the details. I hope you did a little bit of exercise when we were running this session. But if you missed some of the things, you can always go back to that booklet and open it up and do this exercise again, and you will be able to get much more clarity on this. So yeah, so that's all the questions I think I have. So if you have any questions, please do ask, because you won't get this opportunity again to ask questions about this. Yeah. So let me know if you go and sign up. Let me know in the chat box if you went and signed up, or you checked it out, or you're going to, okay, you don't have the time right now, you're going to sign up later. Let me know in the chat box if anybody signed up. All right. Awesome. We have Lucini, is it? Awesome. Great. Welcome to recommendations.lk. Yeah, Sharifa signed up. Awesome. You're welcome. Welcome. Thank you. So don't just take this knowledge, take the opportunity. Why I'm saying, I mean, even I think I must have been one of the first to sign up. I got the opportunity to sign up before you, lucky me. So I also signed up because you can trust, I mean, take my word for it, because I also have been looking for a platform like this. And I was so happy when recommendations.lk reached out to me, and I thought it was a brilliant opportunity. It is really a very timely move, because as we know, in this day and age, with all of these, pandemic situations and all of that, people are always looking for a side income. I mean, it's actually a very smart move, even if you have a steady income, to always look for a side income, because again, going back to Robert Kiyosaki, having multiple streams of income is the way to grow your wealth. Okay, so wealth is something that we all need to look into. There is no such thing as too much money. Trust me, because the day you have too much money, you know what you can do? You give it up for charity. You help people. That's what you do with too much money, right? So there's no such thing as too much money. There's always opportunities out there. And when you see opportunities, take them, right? So this is a brilliant way to earn a side income. And who knows, you might become a really, popular personality online, because for whatever reason, your ideas are really interesting to your followers. You never know. You don't know until you try. Okay, so let me see if there are any questions. Do we receive a confirmation email? Recommendations? I didn't check my email after signing up, honestly. Folks at recommendations, what do you say? We will be sending you an email with further details. Awesome. Okay, there you get it. Yes, this is a great place. Actually, this is a really good opportunity. I really hope that this picks up, because I mean, I don't know what I always look at great opportunities, and I love supporting them. And this is, I think, one of those rare opportunities I see that there's no catch, right? There's no like secret hidden agenda. There's always like a win-win-win situation. So on the brand side, there's a great opportunity. I'm really waiting to, for the day that we open it up to the brands, so that you guys can start earning. But now what I want you to focus is build your brand, build your influencer legacy, right? Follow the instructions I have given you. Start building your legacy. Start creating content for what you are passionate about, and build that authority in your niche. Don't deviate here and there. Pick a niche and stick to it for a while. Then when the brands come in, they know which ones to go into. Just remember, the pie is so big that we all can have a slice. Okay, the universe is massive. The number of people in this world is like billions. So don't think that you're going to miss out. pick your niche, and that's where you're going to be really successful. Don't go staggering everywhere into different niches. Pick one niche, something that you really absolutely love and have the talent and the skills for, and you think there is a market, and then stick to it. Okay. um, yeah, if you have queries, there's an email recommendations.lk has shared, mail at recommendations.lk. So if you have any questions, you can drop a message to that email. So any last questions before we wind up for today? And please let us know if you join. um, how many people did we see today? Yeah, there are 20 something people there. Any idea how many signups we have so far?
We
I'm
have
number
30.
one. 30. Wow. Awesome. Okay, I'm the first one. I beat everyone to it. Awesome. Wow, Lafita. Okay, that's awesome. Yeah. Okay, so I think we are good. So I'll give a couple of more minutes until we, for any last minute questions, let me know. Okay, is recommendations working on a commission basis? So there will be, so it's basically the commission or the income will come directly from the brand that you're associating with. So that brand may have different commission structures. It could be like, okay, if you sell, you will get a income. If you build an audience or you bring in people for something, you will get a commission. So that will depend on what the brand will offer. Recommendations.lk is actually the facilitator sitting in the middle. And for the influencers, it's going to be free because influencers are the lifeblood, right? So we are giving a lot of support for the influencers, because when influencers thrive, when they know what they do, then only the brands will actually get their money's worth. So the people who are spending the money is the brands. So if the brands get value from you, you are getting the commission. So we make sure that they keep the promise to you. That's our job. So we work with them, and we make sure that they give actual working opportunities, and that whatever they promise, they will deliver, and that's how you are going to earn an income. So recommendations will get their return from the brand side, right? So it's not going to be free for brands, but we are going to, if I'm not mistaken, we are going to have a free level for the small businesses, that really tiny businesses, home-based businesses, those who are really just up and coming, tiny businesses, solopreneurs. For them, there will be a section where they can start off their journey free. But the return for recommendations will come from the brand side, not from you guys. Okay. The brand pay, yes. Hold on. Yeah, exactly. So the brands will pay through recommendations platform. So we will actually send you the details on how to get your bank details. So what you do is you input your bank details directly to, so basically your bank name, bank account number, and all of that. So when the money comes from the brand, it goes straight away into your bank account. So there's no PayPal, no what do you call, Stripe or any other overseas thing that you don't have access to. It goes straight to your bank. We shall see, Pramadi. All right, any other questions? All right, so I think that's a wrap. Thanks everyone for coming in. So all of you will get the e-guide without fail in your email. So look forward to it tomorrow.